Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. You're most welcome to Bakwa Skosana. My name is Khanyisile Skosana and today I am with my husband, Vusi Skosana. So guys, today we are having a Let's Relate podcast. So today what's going to happen is we are going to react on the video that I did on boundaries on Unleash with Khanyi on the very same channel. I will put it right above and you will see that video, guys. Please go watch it so that you can understand what we will be talking about. So on that video I dealt with boundaries in a relationship context and what boundaries are and how to maintain healthy relationships, what boundary problems that I could identify also in a relationship context. So today we are going to be talking about boundaries in a marital context. So I thought I should bring in my husband in this topic so that we just talk about what are boundaries in a marital context, specifically dealing with a people pleaser and also controllers, specifically that. So now we'll be talking about a people's pleaser in a marital context or a relationship context, because we do understand that there are people who are not married but are in a relationship. How does a people pleaser affect your spouse, and also what do they do also outside the marriage? So yeah, basically. Yeah. So what do you think about that?
I think, okay, there's a difference between a female or a wife who's a people's pleaser as well as a husband who's a people's pleaser. So for example, most husbands are trained to be their wives' pleasers.
Oh, yes.
In a way.
Yeah.
So
because there's a role that they need to play or they're expected to play.
Yeah, it's a wrong kind of teaching that a woman or a man must please the woman or something like that.
Yeah.
But if you were to check, especially in relation to boundaries, that should actually start from the beginning. For example, the only way you can avoid being a people's pleaser in your marriage is to have a clear vision from the beginning. And clear boundaries from the beginning, which are applicable both to your spouse and to other people as well. So you can't really...
What is the extent when it comes to your spouse as a husband and to people outside the marriage?
Yeah, so obviously as a husband, I mean, if you marry a woman and you have a vision and you wanted to follow your vision, you need to get that woman to the level or the direction that you want you guys to take.
Yeah.
So, however, you can only do that if you are clear, you know, and you are focused and you know exactly what is it that you want. Otherwise, she's going to hijack the whole thing and it can take another direction. You find that you had a very beautiful vision for your marriage, but now it takes another 10. It takes another 10. That is why I don't believe in too much democracy. I do believe that as spouses we are equal.
Democracy in a marriage.
In a marriage, yes. So I do believe that as spouses we are equal to one another. So we are equal partners and we deserve mutual respect. However, at the same time, a leader should be clearly defined that this guy is a leader, and then you need to follow the leader. Yes, you can help here and there, but you should not be on the driver's seat. So as soon as a woman finds herself in a driver's seat in a marriage, that marriage loses its essence. And it fails eventually.
And I actually agree with you in respect of that, because a partnership cannot be led by 5 people.
Yes.
There must be one person who's appointed by the entire partnership to lead the partnership. Yeah, because that person is trusted and that person has the leadership qualities, you know. And in a marital context, this is what we believe in my household, guys. You can have your own beliefs, but our belief is that my husband is the one who is the visionary of the family, and he's the one that leads the family into the direction that it should go. You know, I don't believe that I should be having a vision for the family. However, I do have some inputs here and there as to how we should go about doing certain things for our family. So there's also, I know with us women, we have a whole lot of things. There's a whole lot of things when it comes to women, and there's also a lot of influences that we get from outside. And when you actually also look at the lives of other women or other women who are in relationships or who are married, you kind of like get the influence of, oh my God, that woman is living the life. She's, you know, she's just living the life, you know. So I get kind of like influenced, oh my God, I also want that life, you know. So then I get to put pressure on my husband to say, why can't we have this lifestyle? Why can't we do this and do that, you know? So I know that women can be very much influential in a marital context, and what society also teaches us would say men should be pleasing to us. So also with me, I need to please my friends. I need to please my community, you know. Sometimes people even, I don't know, is it projection or what? But people like, they will tell you, you should be living like this. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? You know, somehow now you're like, oh my God, why am I not doing this? You know, so somehow you have this pressure of pleasing those people, and yeah, now you have the pressure to please those people, and then you have to go to your husband now and tell him, well, this is the life that I want for myself. So what do you think about that as a man, or maybe the response, or what should men do on that part?
Yeah, actually, if you were to look at it this way, that if the other lady is led by her husband into that life, and you envy her, or you want to follow her, indirectly you are now submitting under the leadership of that guy.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So you need to know these things, you need to understand these things, and you need to trust your man. And I always say this to women, because women are very strange. I mean, women don't mind marrying someone that they don't respect. Women don't mind marrying someone
they compromise themselves.
Whose leadership they don't respect. You know, so you always need to be clear from the beginning. Only marry the person that you trust, because if you trust this person, then you trust even the direction where this person is leading you to. But if you marry someone that you are doubting, it's going to be a constant struggle, power struggle. If you believe in your dad more than you believe in your husband,
spouse,
then your dad will always be the standard for your husband, and now your husband will constantly wrestle with your dad. So it doesn't only end there. Your friends' husbands as well, your other people that you see on social media.
So basically, your husband now is competing with the other man. I guess that's so very that is like, I feel like that's painful, and that is so unfair to husbands who are facing that. Like that is totally unfair.
And a lot of men are like that. And a lot of men are facing that. And the problem with men is what most men don't trust themselves. And
I don't think men sometimes don't love themselves enough.
Men are not taught to love themselves, but not
why?
The entire societal indoctrination tells you that as a man you are not good enough. As a man, you're a bad person. As a man, you really need to prove yourself. Even when you prove yourself, as a man, you need to prove yourself more. That's why you find a lot of men, when it comes to crime, it's men. You go to prisons, you find men there. Some of the crimes that they committed, they were committing those crimes
for a woman.
to please a woman.
I think the saddest part is that those very women, like they continue their lives as if nothing happened.
Yes.
So that person won't even be stuck with you.
No.
That person won't be stuck with you. That person won't be loyal with, like they won't be loyal to you when you are jailed, pushing your sentence in prison. That person is busy with other men.
Or sometimes whilst you are still in the picture, whatever proceeds of crime that you bring home, if they are not enough for her, she will supplement with someone else. Will also have to be involved in crime for her, so that whatever hustle, so that you both of you guys can then give her that lifestyle. Why? Because women are put at a pedestal. So
but don't you think that is some level of simping?
Yes, no, it is simping. So men are competing for your attention. So if you constantly have to fight for a woman's attention, then you end up compromising yourself. That's why I said in the beginning that you need to have a clear vision for your marriage, and you need to then give that vision to your spouse, so that your spouse can know exactly what is it that you are working on, which direction are we taking, and then she's not going to be distracted by other people who are taking different directions.
Yeah, but I also think for women also on their part, they should be rightly positioned. I mean, if you are certain about the kind of man that you want, because it's important as a woman to know the kind of person that you want. And it's also okay as a woman to set your standards. If your standards are very high, go for that. Don't settle for something that you know that is not good for you, because it will put you in a very compromised situation if that person is not that which you really aspire to have, So really be intentional in terms of the person that you want for yourself. Be intentional as a woman and go for that person. Don't compromise. If you know your standards, your standards are very high, and it needs a person who can maintain that standard. Go for that person. I really think that it's unfair to now put Mtanomuntu like under pressure unnecessarily because of trends, or because of you want to please a community, or you want to please your friends, or you want to please people who are saying certain things about you as a couple. So also as a woman, you need to know yourself. You need to know what you want from a relationship or from a husband or a partner before you actually go into a relationship, because I feel like it's really unfair to put other people or to put men under a certain pressure that is not so necessary.
But gents, at the same time, gents must stop pursuing women that they have no business pursuing.
Exactly. So if you know what this person
don't go to
like, where are you going?
Don't go to Don't go for a woman who's out of your league.
Exactly.
And you try to make them understand. Number one, they're not gonna understand.
Yeah.
And number two, they are going to leave you insolvent.
Exactly. So imagine now being insolvent, guys. Really.
And depressed.
Really, as if there's no any other woman. Like, it's not like we say, I wake up and never fast. Like, there's a whole lot. There's
but
a
what
whole
can
lot.
be like cream?
No! Listen, you can make it like you can custom make your own cream dala cream. Even when you get a cream dala cream, you can custom make it yourself. And as long as lo muntu wakho uyakunderstanda, uyakuthanda, and accept the way angakhona, like somehow you can make them a cream tala cream, guys, and you enjoy your cream tala cream.
Yeah.
Because even now, like these cream tala creams, some of them are made by other men.
No, not some of them.
Or most of them.
Yeah, not some of them. For you to live in a certain life, for you to live a certain lifestyle, someone has to finance that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, there is some finance which is put into that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you know yourself, you know your financial status. As soon as you now introduce yourself to certain women, and you now you start trying to prove yourself that you can afford, you start by selling your house.
No.
Just
No.
Remember, we know with simping. And by the way, you know.
Can you please explain what simping is?
No, I understand those women.
What is simping?
Simping basically is putting, in this context, is putting a woman at a very high pedestal.
And where are you when as a man?
That's a problem. So, okay, let me explain it this way. In the past, let's say in the 1960s or so, you know, a man would be a king, and either a woman would either be a slave or would be a queen, depending on the power dynamics, you know. And then the time, as time progressed, as time progresses, now the power dynamics are shifting. Women are now taking center stage. So women are taking the place that men occupied in the 60s. Now women are the ones that are more important, that are leading, that are in charge. So men are now serving women. So a typical couple, when they meet each other, you find that this guy, he sees himself as a king, he meets his queen. But as the relationship progresses, he then starts serving her to a point of her becoming a queen, and he becomes not a king but a servant. You know, so yeah, that is simping basically. You put a woman at a very high pedestal
and you praise her,
and then you praise her, and now basically you dedicate your entire life in meeting her needs, in pleasing her, in making sure that she is well taken care of. You compromise your own finance, you compromise your own health, you compromise your own family, you neglect your own parents. If you have children, before you met this lady, you neglect those children, and then you dedicate every penny to this woman. So basically, you are putting her at a very high pedestal, and you are serving her with everything, your time, energy, resources, money.
So basically, you also forget about your own life and about you as a person.
Yes. So you neglect yourself. You take her to school, but you've never been to school. So then she gets to this high pedestal, and then she starts disrespecting you. But the more she disrespects you, the more you now have to prove yourself that you are the man. Now you keep on giving more, until you are hollow inside. So that's a sin.
I feel like that is an unhealthy way of maintaining a relationship.
Yes.
Do you think that one should exit a relationship if they feel like they are doing that? Or should there be some form of communication of some sort, or try to fix it? If not fixable, then maybe you can exit.
You know, I don't think women really want men to be simping. Initially, I thought women want men to be. No, it's not like that.
It's a turn off.
No. It's men. You know, the first impression lasts.
Oh yeah.
So it's the men that introduce that kind of behavior and conduct. So men like that usually don't have boundaries to begin with. So you didn't have clear boundaries from the beginning. You didn't have a clear vision. You don't have leadership. You don't have confidence. You don't have a healthy self-esteem. So you prove yourself too much. You work too hard to really assert yourself.
So does that
you don't even
relate you?
Yes, you don't even believe that you deserve this woman.
Oh yeah.
That's why you simp. You see? So the problem is with the man from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Yes, it's confidence issues.
Alright.
From the beginning.
Alright.
Whatever subsequent conduct that ensues is based not on the woman, but on the man. You didn't have confidence, but you have confidence in her. You don't trust the old leadership, but you trust her. You don't see yourself deserving of new clothes, but you see her deserving.
Yeah.
You don't see yourself deserving of good education. That's why you send her to school, but you don't go to school yourself. You would dedicate your entire life to serving her, serving her, serving her, serving her, serving her. But also, what also contributes to that is, I think, a lack of mentorship.
What about self-loving?
Yeah, no. Most men.
Yeah, for me, that sounds like a person who doesn't love themselves.
Yes.
Because if you love yourself, you will put yourself, like you will know where to stop.
Yeah, true.
You know, like you will have the boundary to, no, I can't go beyond that.
Yes.
Because I love myself, and how does this serve me as a person?
Yes.
So why do you then now seek validation?
Yes.
Or do you want some approval from this particular person? Why? Like, we understand. Do you have respect even for yourself as a person?
You don't have respect for yourself. You don't love yourself. You don't really see yourself deserving of good things. And you also don't see yourself deserving of this woman. That is why you work so hard to secure her. And also you work so hard to please her, such that it ends up becoming a turn off for her. That's why the more turn off.
So as much as they enjoy the attention that they receive, but they also get annoyed by that attention.
Yes, so they don't feel led.
Oh yeah.
Because now
you still need to lead.
Yes, so now they don't feel led. They are leaders now. Basically, you have exalted this person to a role of a pope in your life, and now, now she wants her king, but there's no king. There's only a slave.
Yeah.
So it's a turn off.
Yeah, it's a turn off.
Yes. So, but the whole simping issue, I think one needs to go back home and look at how this person was raised. You find that there was not a lot of men, young men, lack like mentors. Yes, you find that you grew up without a father, or even if your father was present,
but he was less involved.
Yeah, or he was just.
Or he wasn't even mentoring
I'm
you, teaching you.
Strict, you know. Yeah, he's this strict guy, and you don't mess with him.
But I've also read, like, there's this book that I've read, and also like this guy would please the wife all the time, pleasing the wife, and then. Like this guy, apparently, when he was growing up, like the parents, like the mother specifically, because he grew up with sisters only, the siblings were sisters, and like when they used to bully him, then when he wants to like fight back, then the parents would like say, no, you're not allowed to fight back, you can't beat a woman, you can't do any horrible stuff to a woman, like you must treat a woman with care and with respect, So he grew up knowing that in his mind, every time when he has an encounter with a woman or has a relationship with a woman, he knows that a woman should be respected. So, and then he went even too extreme, so that can also be a contributory factor. Women to be in a certain way, or they should be treated in a certain way. And then now you don't even have like boundaries. You don't know where to stop, basically. Yes, you know where to start, but you don't know where to stop.
In fact, I think the overall narrative about women is not healthy for society. The overall angel versus demons thing. You remember the whole women or girls are butterflies, everything beautiful and boys are frogs. I think that so I don't that narrative in itself is not healthy. And a lot of men believe in that narrative, especially men who grew up with, like, in the female context that you are describing now, there's no father figure, it's only women around you. So you think that men are bad people, or the reason there's no man in your life is because, or the reason your father actually left you, or whatever the case.
Oh, what if your father was simping?
Yes. Yeah, so you are blaming men, you are blaming your father for leaving. You don't know the other side of the story. You don't know why he left. You somehow think he left because he's a coward. And now, because with black people we believe that if one of your ascendants did something bad, you need to break that generational curse. So now you take it upon yourself to be this well-mannered man. So you go even an extra mile to become something that your dad was not, or something that you expected from your dad, to be this present guy. We're talking about buying of flowers. You are basically doing the most as a guy, and you are putting way more, that you should put. Why? Because you are trying to outperform your father. That in itself is not healthy.
Unhealthy.
Because number one, in fact, I don't believe in the whole notion of inheriting people's battles, or this whole adventure of breaking generational curses.
Exactly.
I don't believe in that. I mean,
carrying other people's burdens no, it's about, because
you have your own life to live.
Your own burdens.
Yes.
Let alone your own burdens, guys. Like the burdens that we carry as individuals are very heavy. So imagine now carrying another person's burden. I know.
So the healthiest men that you can find are men who get into relationships without any preconceived idea. So if you get into a relationship with a preconceived idea that women are angels and men are demons, then you're going to get the shock of your life. So you need to get into a relationship with very little expectation, or very little bias, if I may put it that way. So you must just go in there, do what you have to do, learn what you have to learn, and also have your own unique experience with a person. Don't go there trying to turn this woman into what you would have wished for your mom.
Those are serious childhood traumas. So guys, now we are going to deal with a people's pleaser, but I think we've dealt with the people's pleaser outside the marriage, because we almost like touch both. The influence that I get as a wife or as a girlfriend outside of the relationship, I think we've touched that as well. And what society also tells you as a man.
Yes, it's basically, because what I've realized in life is that the people who win in life are people who accept themselves.
Exactly.
So there is no really right or wrong life. It's how you present it. So if you allow other people to dictate or to project their lives as the right lives, and you don't trust yourself that the life that you are living is the right one, then you are likely to be influenced. But if you also believe in yourself and you believe that the way you are doing life is how life should be done, then you are also likely to influence other people. So it depends on confidence, basically.
So you must just be solid.
You just need to be solid.
And have a strong foundation.
Have a strong foundation, have a backbone, be solid, have a strong vision, know where you are going. Then you're not going to be distracted.
Exactly. So now, when we deal with controllers in a relationship context, in a marital context, and also the influence that you get from outside. So on my part, or what I believe in when it comes to controllers, I feel like people who control mostly are also people who are people pleasing.
Yes.
So they are the ones that kind of like give some direction, and they also kind of like drag you into their thing. They drag you into buying a designer bag. They drag you into giving them a certain lifestyle. They drag you into becoming something that you are not.
Yes.
You know, so yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't want to be alone. So if I'm under a lot of pressure from people, or I'm experiencing a lot of pressure, or I'm stressed because I'm pressured, whether it's peer pressure or whether it's social media pressure or whatever kind of pressure, I would want to recruit other people into that suffering. So I wouldn't want to suffer alone, and that's precisely it, that the people who are influenced don't want to be influenced alone, especially if they are influenced negatively, or anyone who's doing something that makes them feel pain don't want to feel that pain alone. Hence they will try to also recruit you and to also recruit other people so that they don't have to experience this thing alone.
Do they have confidence in themselves?
No, but a lot of people that you may think
are they strong in who they are?
No.
They are not. Because I mean, if you are influenced by a certain individual or a couple to live your life in a certain way, guys,
yes.
By the way, I don't have a problem with influence. Sometimes influence can be for your own benefit,
yes.
And because you don't have the knowledge, basically,
yes.
You know, and you admire that lifestyle, and it's okay for you to live that lifestyle, yes. Or it's doable. But I think if now it's something that you really have to work hard for, or even causing unnecessary things in a relationship,
yes.
And yeah, man, dragging your partner unnecessarily into that thing, then for me it becomes a little bit toxic,
yes.
And also unhealthy.
Yes, true.
Yeah, so I don't think that is a healthy way of maintaining a relationship with your partner, you know. But you know, I think the most painful part in this whole thing is being exposed or getting the influence when you are married already, and you are stuck with this person who has drastically changed because of influence.
Yes.
And now you're like, oh my God, who did I marry? The person that I married is not this person.
Yes.
What do you think that person should do? Should they find themselves in that situation?
I think therapy will help, because already you are married. What usually, if a man is not strong enough, a woman will be tossed to and fro by other external influences. But sometimes the man is strong, but the woman has lost confidence in his leadership. So sometimes the issues can be deeper than that. Hence, I recommend therapy. Yes.
Yeah. Because I can just only imagine how painful that is. You know, especially because I know that with spouses, there is a level of evolution, growth,
yes,
and perspective.
Yes.
You know, like sometimes, oh my God, I mean,
yes,
did I marry for this?
Yes.
Did
Now,
I put myself into this? No,
people evolve.
I can't be in this kind of marriage.
There's a divorce lawyer in the United States, Denise, I think. She always recommends that people must marry in their 30s, because according to her, in your 30s, you
would have lived.
Yes, you've lived long enough to really find yourself. You know, there's this joke that goes around on TikTok that says, being broke ends at 25. After that, you are poor. Or coming from a disadvantaged background, ends at 30. Then after that, you are the background, basically. So I think at 30, your life is now solid. Yeah, your life is now solid. Yeah. You now know yourself and you have evolved. Even if you were to evolve beyond 30, I don't think, even if you can evolve beyond your 30s, I don't think the evolution would be that significant. It would be just a little bit. I don't think you can, do is it a 360 or 180? Yeah, the change. I don't think the change can be that drastic, beyond that. I don't think if you are 35, when you are 45, you'll be a completely different person. You'll pretty much be the same person but more matured. However, the person that you are at the age of 25 could be completely different when you are 35. I mean, the 25-year-old me is not the same. I'm not that person anymore. No. I'm not the same person that you went to school with.
Aisha, that's just another topic for another day.
Yeah, but that's a topic
when it comes to evolving.
Yes, evolution.
In a marriage.
Evolution in a marriage can hit. Yes, we'll talk about
can even cause an irretrievable breakdown of the marriage.
Yes, true. Yes. I don't want to talk about it now. I think we should reserve it for another day. Evolution in a marriage.
Yeah, I think that's basically about it, guys. We spoke about people pleasing, we spoke about controlling or controllers in a marital context. So those are our views and what we think concerning this topic. So if there's anything that you guys think or that you have experienced, especially when it comes to this particular topic, please leave down your comment right down below, guys. Leave your comment right down below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe. So thank you for watching and tuning in and spending some time with us. So we'll see you on another video. So for now, it's a goodbye. Peace.